And we are live. Welcome to The Lion Show. I'm your host, your favorite business coach, Robert Lyon. And today we have the great pleasure of talking to production manager, Chris Inman. And he is just a YouTube mastermind, just a great guy. And he is the creator of Classic Strategic Media. So Chris, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and kind of what you got going on?
Yeah, so Classic Strategic Media, we're out here in Independence, Ohio. It's a suburb of Cleveland. And, you know, there's production companies all over the place. It's very popular. Everyone's niece or nephew opened up a production house in the last few years because it's just been easy access to gear. So we've gone niche, and we are all about social media content, YouTube channels, your LinkedIn videos, your Facebook videos. We like to create content for that because a lot of people are creating this content with their cell phones and everything else, but they're not getting the scroll stopping because they're not using open captions. They're not putting titles on it. So we think it's really an area that we can help small business owners grow. Awesome, man.
And what does production managing mean to you, really? Like what is your day-to-day?
So I like to say, yeah. So I do a lot of conversations like this with clients and potential clients, and we create, going with their marketing plan, what they need to project out and what they want to educate their potential clients and their current clients with. I always tell people you have to educate in your videos. You have to make it worthwhile for someone to spend the time to watch your videos. What are they getting out of it? If all it is a promo and a commercial for your business, they're not getting anything out of that. That's for you. It's not for them. So always think about the you. So I have meetings and we have conversations about what people's frequently asked questions are, what their pain points are, and what really can drive that message for you, that you message back to your company for them to start buying your products or using your services.
So I always tell like businesses and people, like, come up with an organic method first to really start getting sales and getting attention. So what have you seen organically that's really working for business owners and the people out there?
So, I mean, let's go into like why a company should create a YouTube channel. All right. The first thing is it's long-term content. If you think about it, I saw some stats. It was like Twitter was 18 minutes a post last. Facebook, 5 hours. Instagram, 21 hours. LinkedIn, 24 hours. YouTube, it's years of content. You can reuse that. I think it was 2005, the first YouTube video was posted. People are still watching that. Think about that. So if you create content with that long-term goal of usage, you can reuse it, constantly recycle it. You can send it out in newsletters. You can push people through a QR code on a pamphlet or whatever. So it's a long-term investment. And then you think about your ideal client is searching for you on YouTube. Let's say you're a tax accountant and someone just does not understand the different tax brackets. You create a video about that. They might find your video if you're using proper search engine optimization on YouTube. And all of a sudden they're looking at your other content. They're like, wow, this guy really knows what he's talking about. And he can really help me with my taxes. So it's kind of like they're looking for you. You're not looking for them. Think how hard it is to grow your Twitter following. It's quite a challenge. You're following, you're refollowing, it's a whole deal. It's a challenge to expand that Twitter account. YouTube, they're coming to find you. And YouTube is the second largest search engine. Think of all that time and effort you built your website. You worked with your website designer to create that right SEOs and keywords. And you're putting blogs on there and videos and all that to expand that your reach and get that top of the Google search. But yet you have no YouTube videos. It's the second largest search engine. Why aren't you making that same commitment to the second largest search engine as you did for the first?
Awesome. So I guess first of all, people have to make the videos. How do you motivate your business owners to like just get in front of a camera and start doing it? Do you have any advice for that?
Yeah, I mean, so some people are terrified. They don't want to come on video. But, you know, if you find a business partner, a video business partner, such as a company like myself, you come in their studio, it's pre-lit. We have a teleprompter. I'm reading notes off a teleprompter right now. I'm cheating, to be honest with you. So you have these elements that make it a lot easier for you to do it. And you become more comfortable with it as you do it. It's like anything new. The first time you get on the bike, you're a little wobbly, you fall off. But once you start rolling on that bike, you keep going and you're like, hey, this isn't that bad. You could take the training wheels off and you could just keep riding down the street. So, you know, it's kind of hard to get people going, but I think one of the easiest ways to get people started is that I think you just have conversations such as we're having here. Right. Create content or maybe it's a coworker in yourself or a client in yourself, just having a conversation about the business. And if you just stay on track and get to the point and talk about things and people learn something from the conversation, they'll enjoy it. Think of it as more of like a visual podcast on YouTube. We all see there's tons of radio and TV shows type of thing in our local markets. It's the same thing. People just want to be educated. They want to make their time worthwhile. So I think that is the easiest way to really start going. But keep in mind, you want to educate people. You want to inform them. Don't inform them about your location and your phone number and your hours. Educate them in the sense it helps them do something better for themselves. And that way you could build up that whole know, like, and trust factor. And I think that's really important. You want people to know who you are. They got to like you and they trust you, and they'll start doing business with you.
Awesome. So yeah, once they're started, once they're motivated, what are your tips to get them the absolute most bang for their buck on YouTube?
All right. So think about keywords. People are going on YouTube. They're searching up their keywords. And there's a website that I use, vidiq.com. I have the free subscription. I don't pay anything for it. You don't have to either. And when you sign up for that, you can do a word. Let's stick to our tax accountant. Taxes. You'll see how many times someone searched for the word taxes within YouTube. You'll see the competition factor, like, oh, there's hundreds and thousands of videos on YouTube about it, or there's very limited, and that's easy for you then to move up. So they give you similar things that people are searching for. So then you can use that. If you've ever built a YouTube, upload a YouTube video, you'll notice there's tags and descriptions. So tags are kind of like hashtags. They're keywords that you can put in there to help you get that search. And your description, make sure it's very descriptive and it has those keywords in it that people are searching for. And then, all right, so let's go to actually creating some content. What should you make sure you have? Beginning of every single video, there should be a hook. That first paragraph that keeps people interested in what are they going to talk about for the rest of this video. My top 5 reasons a business should be on YouTube. That would be a hook. Now all of a sudden they're like, oh man, I got to hear why is there 5 reasons? What are the 5 reasons? And you go, boom, number 1 is, and then you get number 5, and there you go. People are sticking around for that whole thing. It's not just a long conversation that they don't know what they're going to get out of it. The title tells it. You talk about it in the hook. You have your keyword searches. Boom, bang, boom. People are watching till the end. And that's what you want. You want people to watch to the end because you want to have calls to action throughout. Be it subscribe, like this video, comment in this video. That helps your search in YouTube. Plus, you can have other calls of action. Let's say you want to drive them back to your homepage. Hey, schedule a Zoom call with me. We can talk about this further. Free Zoom call. Let's say you're a tax accountant. You're like, hey, sign up and I will review your last year's taxes to see what we could have done better for you. Little takeaways. Always give free information, free content, free. Educate. That's the most important thing I could say for people that want to create YouTube. Always educate your viewer. So now you've got all these videos. Create a playlist. Think of a playlist as like Netflix. I don't know what you watch on Netflix. It could be Cobra Kai, Ozark. Those are some of my favorite. Schitt's Creek. I love that show too. But when I'm done watching the show, it automatically sends me to the next episode. That's what a playlist does for your listeners and your viewers. You're done watching that one. Boom. Hey, you thought that was great? You should watch this one. And most likely they will. And they'll keep you right there on that channel. They'll subscribe and hit that little bell and their phone will go off when you got a new video and they're excited to come back and watch your content. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for those ongoing viewers. So then you have this long form content on YouTube. Let's say it's a 20-minute conversation with somebody. You could take each one of a bunch of little 1-minute clips, create promos, put those on your social media account, drive them back to your YouTube channel. Like, top 5 reasons, just take number 3. You just make it a 1-minute little video. You just took a snippet out of that whole content. And then you have the link to the full podcast or video series. Drives it back. So those are things that I think people really need to do when they have a YouTube channel. But I think the first thing you need to do is know your goals. Why are you having a YouTube channel? Do you sell furniture like IKEA? And you want to have videos on how people can build the furniture? Do you want to say, hey, this piece goes with this piece or that? Know what you want to do. Do you want to drive traffic to your website? Do you want to, what are some other examples of some goals? Build up your your newsletter. Like know what your goals are, and then do everything for those goals. That's a basic marketing scheme. Know your goals first.
Right.
Wouldn't you agree?
100%. So I see that there's 3 really key factors to YouTube, right? So the number 1 thing is that watch time. So they watch your video for as long as possible. Number 2 is engagement, that they get that like, they leave a comment, they subscribe. And number 3 is like backlinks or having your content go viral all over the place. So I'd like to just kind of pick your brain about number 1, because sometimes what they tell you to do is like change the frame every 10 seconds, and it gets a little insane because that's what keeps people focused on YouTube. That's what you see when you watch them, like they like zoom in and then they blast out and then they change to the other camera. Do you do that with your clients? Do you have to do that? What is your thoughts on keeping people on?
So a lot of people in my field do not like me saying this, but content is king.
Yeah.
What you say is so much more important than the visuals of all that's going around you. Mm-hmm. If you have a message that the people are engaged in learning about and want to know about, they're going to stick around. They're not sticking around because you're cutting cameras every 2 minutes and you got all these cameras set up in your studio. That's not what they're going for. They're not going for all these bings and bangs flying around, the fanciness. No. That's not why they're watching. They're watching think about your favorite show that you guys watch on TV. You don't watch because of the cinematography of it. You don't watch because, they have award-winning audio. No. You watch because you like the content, the story, and what they're entertaining you with. That's why you're watching.
Yeah. So then the next one is engagement. You got any tips on boosting engagement? Same thing, pretty much content, right? But
yeah, content's the king. But engagement, ask, that call to action. Yeah. Have a question. I know, like I work with a lot of people with their social media accounts and such, and you always ask a question at the end of a social media post. Ask questions in your video. Get that engagement. Maybe give away free prizes, promos. Hey, answer this question and we're going to put everyone's name in a hat and you're going to get a mug from us or whatever it might be.
Nice.
It'd be crazy to think about, but people love free stuff. Think about when you go to a sporting event, they could be throwing dead squids out there in the crowd and people are yelling and screaming, to me. They don't even care. They want free stuff. These kids are screaming and yelling for a triple XL t-shirt. They put it on. It's as big as them, but they're so excited. They got something for free. It never goes away. People love free stuff. So you don't have to go overboard with what you're buying, but like it's that engagement. And when you create that engagement on your YouTube videos, it moves up into the popularity of that video in the sense of when you're in a search. And that's what you really want, those comments, those likes, and those subscribes, because that's what builds you up. Then it also builds trust, if you think about it. If you have a video about something and you have 50 likes from people are like, all right, I'm going to watch this video. It's kind of popular about this subject. Mm-hmm. And it builds that trust, that know, like, and trust. And I think that's what every company wants, is to be known. They want to be trusted and they want to be liked.
Yeah,
it's just a common thing.
Knowing, like, and trusted, and then also knowing that you have something for sale. A lot of people make videos and then they don't pitch anything or they don't sell anything and then they wonder why they're not making any money.
But sometimes, like, I have a whole video series that all we do is teach. I don't do anything of a call to action to sell you anything. That's not the purpose. But you know what is part of my purpose? It's kind of interesting. It gets us on this track. So I have a conversation with somebody that wants to start doing LinkedIn videos. And they're like, I'm thinking about doing LinkedIn videos and building a brand, a personal brand. I'm like, hey, that sounds great. I have a YouTube video about personal brands and how to build them. And I just send them the link to that video. They watch that video and there you go. It's like having that further conversation with them on an email. And I think that's one of the great secret uses of YouTube, is that they be able to have this content. So if your sales team could just like, here, watch this video, go to our YouTube channel. We talk about this even further. And it really helps to engage those potential clients. Don't think about the whole vanity matrix of how many likes do I have? How many viewers do I have? Well, if I made a video for 2 people and one of those 2 people bought our services, it's a success. That's all that matters. Think of what is your goals. I create videos to generate people to come in and make videos with me. That's the purpose. That's my goals. Yeah. If your goal is to sell a particular product in there, okay, then have that hard call to action. Like, hey, today you can buy this magical pillow that will help you sleep at night. Okay, the link's in there. That's your goal. That's why it's important to know what your goals are when you go into this.
And I love that because you kind of got to have a long-term thinking with YouTube and with anything really that you do. I kind of like to pick your brain about LinkedIn now. Then, do you think?
Okay.
There's a lot of do you think there's a lot of opportunity for video and personal branding on LinkedIn?
Yes. If you think about when you scroll through LinkedIn right now, if you are a B2B, business to business salesperson, and you're not on LinkedIn, you're missing out on a lot of opportunities, right? Because people are going there. I know I'm going there every day, and I'm scrolling through, and I'm watching some videos, I'm reading some content, all to be educated. So, like, I have, for example, this tax accountant thing. So this is something on my mind because it's coming up on tax season. I've been following a tax accountant for the last year. Oh, great content. I've been using TurboTax for years. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking about hiring him to do my taxes because I'm like, wow, I could be doing this and I could be saving money by doing that. And he's just giving me free information. And I'm like, man, imagine if I just paid him to do my taxes.
Yeah.
So he built up that I know him, I like him, and that trust factor, and I'm all set to go all in and have him do my taxes. That's so awesome. I'm sure I'm not the only one that watches his content and is becoming engaged and wants, that wants to hire him for his services. So that's what you get out of LinkedIn. But think of it, it's a long-term plan though. Yeah. It's not going to be overnight. You're going to put out one video and that be your first and only post in 5 months. And some magical fairy is going to come down and buy everything from you. It's a long-term goal. Like you got to put at least 6 months of hard work in it to get your first client on any social media.
Yeah. And the thing with LinkedIn though, is you can only upload like 10-minute videos. So do you think people should be making the long form videos on YouTube and then editing them down to 10 minutes, or should they just make specific 10? Yeah, yes. That's what I'm thinking too.
Absolutely. So make them those square videos, put open caption at the bottom. Open caption just being, if you watch subtitles on a foreign movie, the words pop up as, closed captioning, but it's always on. Yeah. And put your logo up in the corner. Put the title of what you're talking about up at top. Do all these things to brand it. And people are scrolling through like, oh, he's talking about this. Oh, and then you start, if your phone's on mute, you still get the content.
Yeah, you just gave me the.
They say that 80% these days, you can find days anywhere on the internet to say anything you want, right? But these days tell you that if you have open captions on your videos, you get an 80% more likelihood chance, if that's the words I want to use, of someone completely watching that video. 80% chance of someone completely watching your video compared to you scroll through and you just see someone talking. You can't hear them because you're in the doctor's lounge or something like that. And you're like, I can't turn up the volume in here. You'll never engage in that content. Mm-hmm. You're sitting, more people are on their phones and mute than they are on volume. So which is a weird thing to think about. You're like, oh, put video on social media. Then I go, everybody has their phone on mute.
Right.
Yes.
Put some text on there then.
But yes, exactly. So then you get both because there's people that they're sitting in their office, they're listening, but that video, they're looking into your eyes. They're trusting you. You're building that relationship, that personal relationship with people. I was following somebody on LinkedIn that was local. I just did a virtual networking event with him the other day, and I saw he was in there, and we were going in these separate rooms, like a one-on-one. I was so excited. I got to meet this guy in person, actually, because I've been engaging in his content. We've been chatting on DMing on LinkedIn. I was like, hey, I finally get to meet you. But it's interesting because through LinkedIn, we built a business relationship. We're talking about all these things and we're networking. And that's what LinkedIn really does. It expands your network. And if you're outgoing and you engage, I have a 10 by 10 rule. Mm-hmm. Every day, I try to send out 10 invites to connect with 10 people that would be great clients for myself I like to work with marketers. Then I engage on 10 people's posts. Mm-hmm. When I say engage, I mean, I watch their video, I read their blog, I read their post, I ask a question or add value to that post. It's not just liking it. You engage with 10 people, and it'll all start circulating back. They'll start engaging with you. Then you can have open conversations. And, we're getting way off track here off YouTube, but like I've heard these days, again, I like talking about the days, they say use a 7-2-1 system. 7 social media posts about them, like how you can help your ideal client. 2 posts on how you've helped your ideal client, and 1 post to sell them on how they can use your services and how to, hey, sign up for our $3.99 deal type of thing.
Wait, say that again. That was gold. So 7
Oh,
on how
7, 2, 7
Yeah.
things are just pure information. Educate your
Nice.
ideal clients.
Uh-huh.
2, on how you helped your clients.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of like those case study testimonials. And then 1, sales. Nice. Sign up for our $3.99 package or whatever it might be, whatever your call to action is. That's your hard call to action. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been using it for quite some time, and it really helps you out because then you're not constantly putting out sales and promotional material because it keeps you on track.
Building trust and authority. I love it. So there's just so many things nowadays that you could be doing on all the medias, all over the freaking thing, So since you got the strategy in your name, what is the best full social experience strategy that you think is going to work? Should you focus on one platform and just max it out? Should you make one piece of content and then spread it everywhere? Obviously I think you got it going on because you have a team, so people should come to you to use your team. That's probably the best bet, but what's your opinion?
Well, that's how we make making videos easy. But if you think about in life, you usually have a favorite something. Maybe Instagram is your favorite social media platform. You love it. Understand it. Okay. Maybe that should be your first social media platform for your business because you understand how it works. You know how to interact with people. That's fine. But I think if you're a B2B person, you should come over to LinkedIn. If you're selling to consumers, you got to really look at the charts. I'll be honest with you. I had a meeting with somebody whose ideal client is baby boomers. I said, YouTube is worthless to you. Worthless. Because they don't come to YouTube. Mm-hmm. It's going to be very hard for you to get that baby boomer to find that information on YouTube. There's always exceptions. We'll always find some baby boomer that does. Right. But in general, they don't. So you got to find out where your ideal clients are. If they're on Facebook, that's where I recommended this client, actually. I was like, maybe you just do a bunch of content for Facebook. Yeah. Because that's where they're at. That's currently their number one platform. Mm-hmm. So I think what you really need to do is think about who your ideal client is, where are they, and go meet them there.
Yeah. Customer avatar awareness or something.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Who's your ideal client? Yeah. Avatar. There's all kinds of ways to figure that out, but yes. Take who is your best client that comes into your doors. Uh-huh. Just look at them and there's your ideal client. You don't have to do a whole study. Right. You've met them.
You figured it out.
Yes.
Do you do paid media like YouTube ads and anything like that? Or are you all just content focused on boosting or shit like that?
So I think YouTube ads are great for selling a particular product. Let's say you have a book event for professionals. That's great. But I think in the sense of selling a service, a tax accountant, a massage therapist, anything of that, when you're providing us, I don't think it's worthwhile, to be honest with you. Because, go ahead. I'd love to hear your theory.
My thing is just, if you're making a webinar, that's where I think YouTube ads are badass because they're going from a video platform to a video sales letter to a video course or something like that.
Yes.
But other than that, I tend to, I use YouTube ads to build channels and things like that, but YouTube ads they're finicky. Sometimes they really work, and then sometimes they just take your money and hit you over the head.
Yeah. So when you bought your Facebook ads, what was your goal with that ad?
Well, I do it for myself and lots of different businesses. We'll just say to sell a product. So
sell a product. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you said to build a YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's how I've been using YouTube ads lately, is to build a channel. So I'll make a real nice video, a really good thumbnail, and then I'll put it at the top of everything. So if they see my video, then they click it and they watch it, they're more likely to become a subscriber. That's my theory. So I'll also look at my analytics of all the videos that I've ever done, and I'll find the one video that gets the most subscribers. Okay. And then I'll boost that one and I'll put that on everywhere that I can. And then that's more likely because, mathematically it's more likely to get more subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
What I like to do with it.
So are you using playlist?
Sometimes I use playlists.
Sometimes
I make playlist silos, but sometimes I definitely boost the top of the playlist. That's a good idea. But like I said, mostly I've just boosted the video that gets the most subscribers. And it's usually some random video. But yeah, playlists are awesome because you can link back to all the other videos in your playlist, and then you create a silo, and then that actually ranks your playlist higher. So I've been trying to do it all. A lot of my viewers like to get more subscribers. Do you have any tips for just getting more subscribers on YouTube?
Easiest ways to ask.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first call to action. Ask for subscribers. The second thing is make consistent content that they want to watch. Give them a reason to subscribe. If they go to your YouTube channel and you got 3 videos, why would they subscribe? You're obviously not putting out enough content to make it worth their while. So it's all about that. Subscribe is just, you just got to make somebody love your programming, love what you're saying. And they're like, hey, I need to watch this. It's kind of like when you set your DVR to record your favorite show. It's because you don't want to miss an episode. So you got to make sure whatever you're creating is worthwhile for them and worth their time.
Yeah, consistency, and then kind of getting better as you go. I think that's
there's no magic ninja or anything for that. It's just a matter of keep going at it and keep the train moving down the tracks and creating great content.
Yeah. Do you have any cool success stories that you've had with all your strategic media planning?
Success stories. Who do I want to talk about? Right at the beginning of the pandemic, I met with a divorce consultant.
Ooh, nice.
And she just helps relationships that are either about to get divorced or going to get a divorce. And it was amazing. I didn't know that these were a thing, but we made a whole series of videos for her about how to help you sleep better, how to negotiate, how to not to put all the stress on your friends by telling I can't believe he cheated on me. And every single time, like, you come to a consultant and an advisor like that, and she helps you. So we did a whole series of videos, and we didn't think anything of it. And because it's like the beginning of the pandemic is actually when we did this back in March. Oh my goodness, everything has exploded because people hate living with their spouses and locked into a house now. So she's like very successful year. She went from not even knowing how to use Zoom. Like she came in and I was like, here, let me help you out. Bring your laptop and I'll download Zoom and show you. Like, she did not understand technology at all. Yeah. To now she's doing meetings on Zoom, and she used to have like group meetings where everyone would talk about it and such. And she's having those on Zoom. And she's like, this is fabulous. And having the content on their YouTube channel and their website and all this, it's just driving traffic. And she just happens to be in a field that can succeed during a pandemic.
That's awesome, though. I love to hear that because, definitely everybody's pissed off at whoever they're living with because they're there all the time.
Exactly. I'm kind of lucky. I get to come to the studio and hang out by myself. And so my wife gets a break and I get a break.
That's awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. And if anybody has any questions or anything, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. So connect with me, send me a message. I'm happy to answer any questions people might have.
Yeah, I was going to say, why don't you tell everybody your links and like where they can best contact with you other than LinkedIn too? Like, what's your website?
Oh, our website is classicstrategicmedia.com. And we have a Facebook page and all that as well. But you can email me at cinman@classicstrategicmedia.com. And you can just email me direct as well.
Awesome, man. And then I've been asking everybody one final question before I let you go. So it's a little abstract and a little bit. What is your definition of value?
Definition of value. When you walk away with a product or a conversation and it's something you could take with you and it makes your life better. And that's how I would define value. So, I love that, man. I like to pick everybody's brain. Everybody gives out these questions at the end of podcasts. Like, what is your definition of this? And you're like, oh, okay. Exactly. Well, you get thrown on the spot.
No, it's good, man. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I think everybody's gotten quite a lot of value out of this for sure. So I really appreciate it. I hope so. Yeah, be sure to reach out to Chris. And thank you, everybody, for listening. Talk to you later. Bye.